and welcome back to episode 2 of my Blackburn Rovers FM17 save. So far, so good. Obviously, on the first day of the Championship new season, we beat Norwich at home 1-0. Quite fortunate, I think, because Norwich are a very good side. Yaya Sanogo came on as a sub, and I tell you what, some people say Will Griggs is on fire. Yaya Sanogo, as far as I'm concerned, is on bloody fire. Got the winner in the EFL Cup first round against Fleetwood. Got 4 goals away at Wigan. I mean, 6 goals. Phenomenal. Balls into the box for days and score 6 goals a game. Score 6 goals a game. Fortunately, we went away to Cardiff in Wales. Lost 2-0. Conceded... I think 1 or 2 goals. Yeah, 1 goal from Junior Hoylett, who of course was part of our side when we got relegated from the Premier League a few years back. We then took on Burton Albion at home at Ewood Park. Now, Burton Albion, newly promoted, didn't really expect to concede 2 goals against them, but fortunately, the Nigerian international in Hope Akpan saved our bacon in the 79th minute with a brilliant strike. And then we beat Hartlepool 2-1 in the second round of the EFL Cup, or the Carling Cup, or whatever you want to call it. And that was a tough one as well in extra time. So you look at the screen, yes, there's a lot of green. Yes, we've had a decent start. But other than the 6-1 win against Wigan, we've not really even been, that convincing in the league, despite currently being third. There's still a lot of football to be played, and... yeah, it's going to be tough, especially given that we're now going to be up against Fulham. In my opinion, a team that should really be making the playoffs when you look at some of the quality players in their side. And obviously they brought in a new manager, Jovanovic, how do you pronounce it? Djokanovic, that's it, last season. So they're currently second, we're third. I don't know what to predict with regards to where both of us will finish come the end of the season. I think Fulham will be in a playoff spot. What I can predict is that this next game is going to be one heck of a game. Right, guys, welcome back to Ewood Park. We've only played 10 minutes of the game so far, and we are 1-0 up. For some reason, my OBS crashed, but we are 1-0 up, and it was an own goal from Sigurdsson. I'm really sorry if it looks kind of dodgy, but OBS just crashed, and the recording was obviously lost, and it took me by surprise because of how early the goal was in the game. 25 seconds in, Ream gets the yellow card. What I was saying is that, you look at some of the players in this Fulham lineup, you consider that we're, realistically speaking, relegation candidates, not really expecting to get much out this game. They've got some quality players like Tom Kearney, who they bought off us. But the way we scored, if the highlight's actually going to come, I'm not quite sure. Is this going to replay the key highlights again? This is really awkward because OBS crashed. Let's see if we can fast forward to the goal. So it was a free kick. Mulgrew played it in. Marshall headed the ball down to Jason Lowe. Sanogo, once again, has been phenomenal for us. Instrumental for us in grabbing the sheer amount of goals we've grabbed so far, so early on in the league. And funnily enough, he played a massive part in grabbing that goal as well. It was really, really unlucky. I want you guys to see it from a different angle, because to be fair, you've not managed to see the replay. If I can find the right camera, just see how unlucky it was for Fulham. So Mulgrew plays it in. Lowe took the shot. Sanogo then crossed the ball in, and just as Ream tried to clear the ball, it deflected in off Sigurdsson's arm. So I've got to feel sorry for him there, but who cares? We've got a 1-0 lead, and it's something to hold on to. So here we are, 16 minutes in now, as Johansson... Oh, God, that was a terrible challenge. He's off. He's off. Darragh Lenihan has been sent off. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Right, so now Danny Graham's got to come off. We've got to try and pack the midfield, particularly up against a team like Fulham. Oh, God. That is not... That's not what I wanted right about now. we've got to change things around. We'll keep things like that for now. But that's really disappointing. For God's sake, first OBS crashes and then Lenihan does that. So we may have got a cheap 1-0 lead, but we're going to have to play our hearts out unless Sanogo scores. And he does. 2-0. Get in there. We're meant to be relegation candidates. And even though we're 10 men, we are absolutely tearing Fulham to shreds. Emnes passes to Guthrie, of course, subbed on for Danny Graham. Sanogo gets the ball into the box and fires home. 2-0 the score now at Ewood Park. And I think now I should pause this and stop recording on OBS just in case it crashes again. Thank you, Windows Updates, for ruining my OBS. Right, so we're quite comfortable right now. Fulham have only had one shot, one of which was on target. That's a poor corner from us, but we've got yet another opportunity now to maybe even make it 3, even though we are down to 10 men. But Guthrie plays a poor pass. We're playing a relatively high line. Fortunately for us, though, Chris Martin, ex-Derby man. He's a really good striker for this league, though. Very, very big and physical. Not really fast enough to exploit our high line. And now we've regained possession. Emnes now, of course, on loan from Swansea, who we've got in the EFL Cup. And that will be a live com as well. That game's going to be quite soon as well, up against Premier League opposition. And if we keep playing the same way we've played so far, that's Scott Parker sent off. There we go. Both teams now are down to 10 men. And finally, it starts to swing back in our own favour. 40 minutes off the clock now. Still 2-0 up. Looks like we're going to be going in at half-time with a 2-0 lead. I want to try and take a look at what formation Fulham have. This is an interesting formation. So they initially had a 4-2-3-1 with, of course, the deep midfielders. Now they've got absolutely no wingers, and they look like they're going to be trying to play quite narrow. I don't really mind. Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of space for us to exploit down the wings, particularly if our fullbacks start overlapping. We've not really got ideal fullbacks, and that was a dreadful pass, and now Fulham can counter-attack, but well played from Hope Akpan to break up play. And what's really important, given Fulham's high-pressing game, is that we don't give the ball away. That's what they want us to do, but that's a great pass from Akpan. It's a great cross from Jason Lowe, and it's a poor challenge from Sigurdsson again. He's having a dreadful game. Who's going to take the penalty? It's going to be Ben Marshall. We've offered him a new contract. He only had 6 months left on his remaining deal. Will he score this penalty and make that new contract worthwhile? He won't. Oh. Right, I got to withdraw that contract offer now. That's not on. I've given him a half-decent raise, and he does that. But we're still 2-0 up against really good opposition in Fulham. So what's important now is that I tell the guys to stay as focused as possible. Okay, here we go. Back into the second half now. So have we got a change of formation? It looks like Fulham have Fulham have gone for the 4-4-2. I noticed when I saw the sheer number of wide players on. Have they made any substitutes as well? That's something I want to take a look at. I really wish we scored that penalty, to be honest. It would have been nice to have a 3-0 lead. Where can we see substitutes? So Kevin McDonald has come on. He's a centre midfielder. And Coley Woodrow, that's probably the second striker they've now got. The 4-4-1, sorry, we're both playing 4-4-1, not 4-4-2. Right, Corley Woodrow, quite a decent player, but again, it's not really that pacey, so even though we've not exactly got the paciest back four, our high line should suffice. They've moved Tim Ream over to left back, ex-Bolton, I believe he is, M. Maddy. Yeah, decent team they've got there. Ayite, how pacey is he? And they've moved Chris Martin to the right. So if they've got Chris Martin on the right, we want to try and exploit our left because, you know, Chris Martin really is a striker. He's not going to be that great when it comes to trying to defend that right flank or the left flank that we want to attack. So I want to try and exploit that. So Akpan plays the ball to Emnes. Sanogo picks it up, and so far so good going into this second half. Shame that Marshall couldn't score a penalty, but oh well. I think if Danny Graham was on the pitch, he definitely would have buried it home. I would have given it to Sanogo, to be honest. He's the league's top scorer. He's in phenomenal form, and he might score again, but he's hit the bar. Unlucky from Sanogo. But hopefully that's a sign of more things to come in this second half. We're 2-0 up. We can't let Fulham back into this game. We're both down to 10 men. And to be honest, if we keep playing the same way we've played so far, I don't see why we can't get a third as Emnes tries to exploit the left, plays the ball into Sanogo, and this Frenchman is on fire. The Football Manager legend Sanogo grabs yet another goal. It's his second of the game, and credit where it's due to Super Marvin Emnes for whipping that ball in to the big man in the middle. 3-0, could have been 4 if Marshall scored his penalty. I don't care. Fulham are out of sight, and ladies and gents, we're meant to be, relegation candidates. We're meant to, according to the media, be finishing in 18th place. But thanks to my Mourinho-esque management, it seems like we're gunning for promotion for some reason. But like I said, it's early days. I'm not going to get too excited. I'm going to bring on Connor Mahoney, youngster from Blackburn as well. He actually apparently went to a secondary school basically down the road from my house, which is pretty cool. Saw him in Asda once as well. It was pretty weird. It's like I saw him and I was like, I've seen that guy before, and then it hit me who he actually was. But anyways, so who are we going to bring on then? Bring on Engels. I'm thinking bring on Gordon Greer. Let him have a run around. He's got bags of experience, so hopefully. I've just realised we've been on defensive that entire half, actually. I didn't even notice that. But can we make it 4? Greer tries to head at the near post. Mahoney. Oh, I was going to say he's man of the moment because I was just obviously talking about him. But, Mulgrew to take another corner. Mahoney picks it up again and plays it back to Emnes. Okay. One thing that really annoys me about Football Manager is that, it doesn't matter what mentality you're using, your attacking corners will never change. It's kind of like, yeah, I've set attacking corners. I've set to only leave one person back, which is risky, I know. But when I'm in a contain or defensive mentality, I kind of expect the game to go against that. You know what I mean? Keep the same core corner tactic. But when you're on defensive or contain and trying to hold on to a lead, for God's sake, have some artificial intelligence and, have an extra player or two stay back. It just seems kind of obvious. But I don't know, maybe that's something they'll implement in the future. But you know what? Forget the future. We're focusing on the present right now because we've just smashed Fulham 3-0. I'm absolutely buzzing. Very nice victory. Well done. Everyone played phenomenally. I kind of feel sorry for Danny Graham for going off so early. I also feel sorry for Sigurdsson and that own goal. Interestingly enough, Birmingham are actually top of the league. Gary Rowett's Birmingham, which is interesting to see. They beat Norwich 4-0. Really good score. Beat Wigan and Leeds 2-0, so they're definitely in decent form. Both of us, relatively decent surprises. I'm not quite sure where the media expects them to finish. 15th, yeah, so we're expected to finish 18th. They're expected to finish 15th, but that's a championship for you. 3-0 win, nice and comfortable against Fulham, and we are buzzing right now. Next up, we're away at QPR, then away at Leeds, then at home at Rotherham, and then away at Swansea in the EFL Cup third round, and that will be the next live com. So until then, if you like the video, remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, feel free to comment as well, and see you next time.